Welcome back to the channel, guys. So today we will be featuring Mr. Mime in the Kanto Cup, and if you are like a kid from 90s, you must know the Pokemon anime, and Mr. Mime was another very big part of it. And like just like my previous video with the Kanto starters, so I felt like that Mr. Mime also like deserved a video, because generally there is not a very generally you won't be using it in the GOBattle League. So since this season is pretty light and you can explore a lot of options, so I felt like that you can use Mr. Mime as well. So before we start with the videos and the team composition, if you are new to the channel and if you find our content enjoyable, then please do like and subscribe. We were not able to achieve our previous goal of getting to 250 subs, but we do have an updated one that we are targeting to reach 300 subs by this year end. So if you happen to like the video, just make sure to subscribe. It will help us a lot. And yeah, let's start with the team composition. So we will be using Alolan Muck in the lead, and followed by two confusion users in the form of Hypno and Mr. Mime. So since Mr. Mime just has the psychic and shadow ball, psychic moves and shadow ball, so I didn't feel like to use double moved it because it's pretty costly. So IVs on Mr. Mime are also not very good, because I live in a region that is not that doesn't have Mr. Mime. So yeah, that's the team composition, and it does okay in PvP creating teams. I mean, it's not good, but it's not bad either. And fairly to be honest, I was able to secure some wins, some because people were not expecting a shadow ball on Mr. Mime, and some due to my backline at the start. So without further delay, let's start with the battles and see how the battle goes. So let's see what do we get. And we are in an Alolan Marowak lead, so very good lead. So expecting a swap here, but looks like the opponent is not swapping. I think they tried to catch a Dark Pulse. So we don't really have a strong answer to Snorlax, as well as Alolan Raticate. So, and I think in the second set we got a lot of Alolan Raticates in the back. So yeah, really unfortunate. So we have to stay in this matchup. So farming some extra energy, because legs are not doing a lot of damage, I would say. It's double resisted. So eventually making a swap to Mr. Mime, and I think Snorlax got deleted instantly, don't know why. But yeah, I mean, good for us. So we'll shield the Bone Club. Unfortunately, I was expecting a Shadow Bone or a Shadow Ball. So going for Shadow Ball, I mean, I don't have any other option as well. But the opponent doesn't shield. I think they were not expecting a Shadow Ball. So now we are in a very strong lead, in a very strong position. So we will be able to reach another Shadow Ball, and I think Mr. Mime looks dope, throwing the shadow ball. Its charge move animation is very cool, and it's always moving around. So yeah, I mean, I think had Mr. Mime some play in the GOBattle League, it would look really dope. Unfortunately, this Raichu will farm us down, but it's so at so low health, and yeah, I mean, we have a shield in place. They tried to bait us with the grass knot, so now we can safely shield this potential wild charge, I would say, and one confusion will be able to take down the Alolan Raichu. So yeah, good game, taking the first match. So in an Lapras lead now. So again, I don't think that Muck is able to win this matchup unless you are able to land the Sludge Wave. So going for Sludge Wave, as most Lapras doesn't like to shield the first one, but this Lapras does, unfortunately. So coming into Mr. Mime, and the opponent swaps to Hypno, and let's see if this opponent knows that Mr. Mime has Shadow Ball or not. So going for Shadow Ball, and the opponent doesn't shield, it almost takes out the Hypno. So really fortunate that we are able to land the Shadow Ball. As compared to Hypno Shadow Ball, this did a lot of damage, because yeah, I mean, Hypno Shadow Ball does around 80% of its health. So going for another Shadow Ball, this time I'm yeah, the opponent will shield, but this way we will be able to match our Alolan Muck against this Alolan Marowak. So that really depends on what opponent has in the back. If they have something like Snorlax or Alolan Raticate, or they had Lapras, so I forgot that what they led with. But regardless, now we can come in with Hypno and go for Thunder Punch. So this Lapras will throw a charge move. I think it was a Skull Bash. Yeah, it's a Skull Bash which did a lot of damage. I was not expecting it to be a Skull Bash, honestly, because Water Gun takes some time to charge the energy. But regardless, we will be able to throw this Thunder Punch, and one confusion, or like barely not able to feint down the Lapras. But now this gives us an opportunity to farm some extra energy with our Alolan Muck. The opponent goes for instant swap, but we were able to snuck in one Snarl, which is able to take down the Alolan Marowak, and one Snarl down takes down the Lapras. So good game. Moving on to the next one. In a Kangaskhan lead, so these Mud Slap damage will do add up, and Kangaskhan has access to the Power Punch, which will boost these Mud Slaps. So do need to take into that, but coming in with Mr. Mime to confusion down the Kangaskhan, and unfortunately for my opponent, they are not able to throw a charge move, but they will come in with Clefable, so they will shield the Shadow Ball, unfortunately, and I think we get Charmed down at this range now. But still looking favorable for us, because the opponent is down one shield and Kangaskhan is almost dead. So the opponent will come in with Alolan Marowak, so going for Shadow Ball straight away, because there was no point in waiting, but the opponent doesn't shield, and this basically seals the game. That I don't think that the opponent can come back from here. So we'll shield this charge move, because Alolan Muck will need to land the Sludge Wave, and so to have the matchup more clear, like not to play the bait game, I decided to shield, which forced my opponent to quit the match, realizing they cannot win. So good game. Moving on to the next one, in an Alolan Marowak lead. So again, very favorable lead, and this is a Hex variant, but I think Alolan Marowak can win in certain shield scenarios. So I'm charging up to 2 Dark Pulses, because it is happening to me a lot of times now that the opponent is able to snuck in a fast move. As you can see that they were able to snuck in an Hex. So the opponent will shield the Dark Pulse, and the opponent, let's say if the opponent shields the second one, so the opponent invests both their shields in their Alolan Marowak. So not looking good for us. I didn't shield because I didn't know that if I would be able to reach another Dark Pulse before the Alolan Marowak reach another Bone Club. So that's the reason I did not shielded my Alolan Muck now. Will shield the Shadow Bone correctly, but unfortunately my defenses are dropped, and but I think at this range Thunder Punch takes out the Alolan Marowak, barely takes down one confusion, and Alolan Marowak goes down. But the opponent unfortunately has a Snorlax in the back, which is not good for us. Because Mr. Mime is basically useless at this point. It will not be able to do any damage, and as you can see, Body Slam for Snorlax did a lot of damage. It's very squishy, I think. Going for I think at this point the game is wrapped, unless they have I think at this point the game is wrapped. I should have probably quit the match, but I just wanted to see what the opponent has in the back. But I won't get a chance to see that as well. This Body Slam will be able to take me out. So yeah, I mean, Alolan Raticate and Snorlax are definitely a problem for this team. In a Shadow Machamp lead, so immediately swapped out to my Mr. Mime, and these confusion damage has added up, so will not shield this potential Cross Chop. So Cross Chop is like double resisted onto Mr. Mime, but the opponent will come in with Snorlax, so not looking good for us. But since we have Hypno in the back, which can potentially take care of that Machamp, so looking like fairly good, but need to land the Sludge Wave though. So the opponent will not shield the Sludge Wave, but it's able to get to another charge move, which will not be good for our Alolan Muck, and they went for Superpower as well. But this will give us an opportunity to farm down the Snorlax, because Lake was double resisted. So we'll come in with Hypno. Unfortunately, this Machamp is able to get to another charge move, and it's just a Cross Chop though, so it's good that I didn't invest my shield. So we'll go for Thunder Punch bait. Let's see if the opponent shields. I think it's critical that the opponent should shield here, and the opponent shields, so really good for us. But since this is a Hex variant, it will generate energy a lot quicker. So we'll shield the Shadow Bone correctly, and now I think we can get to a Shadow Ball. Yeah, so we get to a Shadow Ball. This will definitely take out the Alolan Marowak, or they had had another shield, so no, I think there was no point. But we immediately swapped to Alolan Muk as soon as the timer was up, and I think this caught the opponent off guard, and we were able to land the Dark Pulse, which was, I think, really critical for this match. So good game, well played from my opponent. And then Alolan Raichu leads, so I think Alolan Marowak loses this one, just on the basis of the fact that Alolan Muk will lose the CMP every time. So they go for Thunder Punch, which do a lot of damage. So going for Dark Pulse, they definitely need to shield that, which they do. But yeah, I mean, since they are reaching the second Thunder Punch way quicker than us, so but we will be able to throw another Dark Pulse, but my opponent takes on this Dark Pulse onto, I think it was Snorlax. They take it onto Snorlax pretty comfortably, but yeah, not looking good for us. As I said again, this team like Fear, Snorlax and Alolan Raticate. Perhaps I should have something like Machamp or Alolan Marowak, but Alolan Marowak would not have helped as well. But yeah, I think this is we will not be able to take down this Snorlax, so we let go of our Hypno, and we come in with Mr. Mime now, I think, or we come in with, I think I came in with Alolan Muk because I wanted to farm energy before this Snorlax throw down a charge move, but unfortunately we are not able to. Probably should have come in with Mr. Mime straight away. Let's see what the opponent has in the back. I think the opponent is just contemplating on what to come in with, so they come in with Raichu, and we definitely would want to shield this charge move. Even though a Thunder Punch, but we are able to farm down this Alolan Raichu, and if they have an Alolan Marowak in the back, but they have a Alolan Raticate, so this basically seals the game. I just wanted to see that how much damage it will do, but yeah, there was no point, because even though Mr. Mime is a fairy type, it does not have access to any fairy type moves. It's a psychic and ghost, so perhaps like someday Mr. Mime will have fairy move as well. So in a Clefable lead, so I went straight away for Sludge Bomb, and I think this is pretty hilarious because this will land, and I know the frustration of not shielding the Sludge Wave and like just rage quit. So even I have done this before, and yeah, it's really frustrating if you don't shield this. So moving into the next game, and in an Alolan Sand/Slash lead. So we'll go for Dark Pulse straight away because I did not want it to take on a Bulldoze and potentially invest a shield. But the opponent will invest a shield, and I come in with Mr. Mime, but they have Alolan Raticate in the back. So yeah, I mean, not looking good for us. Maybe I should have quit earlier on, but I was really hoping that they have something weak to Hypno in the back. But most likely they will have this thing. Have Alolan Marowak or Hypno in the back, which will totally ruin our day. We definitely do not want to bring in Hypno, so I come in with Alolan Muk, but yeah, I think if they shield, yeah, they definitely shield the Sludge Wave, and I think at this point we are done. We cannot do anything to this Alolan Raticate. If we are able to get to Sludge Wave, maybe, but we get to it, but we are not able to throw. So this will basically seal the deal for this game, and I think at some point I quit. Yeah, probably I should have quit earlier on as well. There was no point in extending the game. Yeah, my intention was not to extend the game, so sorry to my opponent. But I think I quit after taking on this crunch. And any point? Yeah, I quit. Maybe perhaps I wanted to see the last one, but yeah, there was no point in playing that one. So in Lapras lead again, and this time the Lapras is running Ice Shard. So this time around I go for Sludge Wave. Let's see if the opponent shields or not. So the opponent will not shield, which is good for us, and just like the last time I come in with Mr. Mime, but this time since they are running Ice Shard, they get to the charge move very quick, and they have a Hypno in the back. So going for Shadow Ball, let's see if we are able to land this one. So going for it, and the opponent shields, unfortunately, so not looking good for us. Maybe if they have an Alolan Marowak in the back, we might still have a chance. So we'll not shield this Fire Punch, and yeah, I think I come in with Hypno because I thought at the time that they will not be having a shadow ball because they threw the fire punch, so I thought that maybe they are running double punches. So yeah, wrong move from my end because I should have come in with Alolan Mark, especially since they led Lapras and they threw the ice beam. So yeah, probably a misplay from my end, and maybe I could have played it better. And they have a Mew in the back, so yeah, definitely misplayed from my end. But still, I thought that we still have a chance. So going for charging up to 2 Dark Pulses, and my opponent went for Wild Charge. But I think at this point I thought it was a CMP, but perhaps it was not. And still, there was no point in staying in that game. So yeah, good game. So overall, I think Mr. Mime is just a meme Pokemon for Kanto Cup as well. There is not really a play for this for this one. But yeah, I still enjoyed this using this one because like it has a very very cool animation and it's moving around all the time. So yeah, I mean I happen to enjoy a lot, which I think is the purpose of season 5, that you have to play, that there is not too much competition. So yeah, I mean if you happen to enjoy the video and if you happen to like our content, make sure to hit the like and subscribe.